Morning, team. Morning. Let's do it. We're back. We are back. Hope you're doing good. Hope you had a good afternoon session, good evening session as the bid continued in the market. Okay, and today we're just going to have to see how we act. You can see the profile over there. Yeah, hairs down, had it chopped. Hairs there, profiles here on the right. On the daily, we are rejecting this low volume node. Okay, so far. So we hit targets so far for upside moves early week. And it really depends whether the market feels like giving us follow through beyond this, or we're going to come back into range. So if we just think about this, all right, this has been a big important level for us for a number of months now, right? During mid or to early May, we rejected up here. We then came back, broke out, bid off it. All right, held the bid, broke out, slammed through it, came back, rejected again, came back, rejected, gapped over it, held the bid, pushed back on, came under, got rejected, and we're starting to get rejected again. Right, so very important level here, 30,030 up to sort of 30,200-ish. But it's possible, right? It is possible that we build out some liquidity here and hold the bid. All right, and that could take all day. We might go sideways all day, and then it's possible they will try and drive out. If they fail to hold the bid, all right, even if it's a fail break or they just fail to hold the bid, something like this can happen back into range again. All right, this has been, the sticky point. This is the big magnet in this range since the beginning of May. All right, so we want to be careful here. Remember, we're in a see money, taking money environment at the moment. All right, we move to the hourlies. It gets pretty easy to see this. Right, overnight. We held, all right, so this was yesterday afternoon. We came up into this level and we got stuck, surprise, and we failed to break lower. I actually got a little long in there and eventually came up to this supply. Traded through this supply zone, we're already through it, so I've pulled it off. Tested this, set a lower high and rejected, failed follow through here. So that's your first lower high, so lower high versus this, lower high, intraday, and we come back to previous day point of control. All right, and the overnight value area high level that we can look at is sort of 30,100-ish. All right, so this morning I'd be very careful of a failed break. All right, so I don't want to trade this grey zone. I want to avoid that grey zone. I'm going to be very careful of a failed break outside of value, especially up towards sort of 120-ish. Now, if they come back and hold value or hold POC and reclaim value, I will look for longs back up here. Have no problem doing that. If we drive out and then we start getting stuck here, I'm going to be more leaning short bias, but I want to be very careful of this. Right, so I might take a very small size here, but the confirmation is going to come here. All right, that's where I'll start thinking about trying to size in a little bit more. Still see money, take money. For the move back down to previous week value area high, I did bid off here last night and took some winners there. So if we lose this, you can see we have very thin structure here, all right, and we can watch this down to 900, see if they want to bid up. If they reject again and we get under 900, then the move to 800 comes. I wouldn't have thought we'd come all the way back down here, but, given the size of the move yesterday, you just never know. We have news here this morning as well at 9:45 and 10 o'clock. We go over the gamma levels very quickly. So neutral zone is just above us, right? So this is where I would sort of be looking if we are going to do a failed breakout. I kind of want to see that be rejected as confirmation of options dealers saying, nah, we don't want to come up here today. We actually want to move down here. Seems a bit far away to me, but we'll see. I'd like to see that move if I'm going to think about short side. Otherwise, if we come up and we base, I'm long and I've got some key targets up here in my red zone. So it all makes perfect sense to me. So this is a good area. I would have thought they would have put some put walls in here. They haven't, which is slightly odd to me, but there we go. Okay, let's move into the other indexes, see how we're looking in terms of breadth and everything else. All right, ES. Well, this is our choppy zone from yesterday that we'll come back to. All right, rejected out. If we just go to 30 minutes, you'll see rejected old supply. All right, very clear. It's where buyers came in. It's where it was old supply. So resistance became support. And it's become resistance again. That's the battleground. right there for them to get back, find acceptance back through. At the moment, they're struggling. All right, so we're ping-ponging very, very clear between these wicks and these wicks. Right, that's your current range right now while they try and figure out what they do. And you can look for fail breakouts each side of this range, I would say. And then if you stay heavy, then you're looking for rotation to next zone. Very, very simple, isn't it? So patience is going to be key today. Trying to stick to the edges and be very, very patient is going to be key. The bulls do have a chance to step in here. They've done a lot of work yesterday. They have the chance to step in. The question is, do they have the strength to step in here, or do they need to come deeper? That's the big question at the moment. All right, spiders. See if they clean this up a bit. Spiders, same kind of story. So we can flip this zone now. All right, came up into our R level up here, very, very clean, pre-market, pushing to that R level, rejection of R level into our support level now, down here. Right, are they willing to find a bid? Is this what we build out today? Right, do we do a look below and fail? Do we do a look above and fail? Or do we do look below and confirmed pressure downside? I don't know, folks. I'm not going to predict this market, all right? But we are potentially bullish above this zone. That's worth noting. But this is the island gap, right? This is all the players that we left trapped. So this is where we projected to come up and test. We've done it. How we act now becomes important. Qs, same kind of story. Right, same balance. All about whether they find acceptance over this sort of 28s or not. Otherwise, ping pong. All right, we're playing ping pong between here. Again, look below and fail. Look above and fail. Back into this chop. All right, or downside pressure down to that next zone. All right, so if we lose 22s, 23s, 22s, all right, and we see continued pressure, there's a chance to trade. I'd be taking partials back to these highs, like we said. See money, take money. We don't know how far. If you get lucky, come down here. I'd say we're going to have to need news for negative pressure for that. VIX, all right, continues to drip lower. We have now filled, or almost filled the gap to cash. All right, I think this is where it's trying to get to. It's trying to fill this gap, right, from that big drive up day. Didn't quite fill it. Drive up again, still hasn't filled it. I think that's where we're trying to come. We're trying to fill this gap to 17s, and then we'll see if they want to bid back out of this or not. Okay, Dixie as well. Zoom this out a little bit. Coming back in, still to that zone. Still bullish on Dixie all the time we're above this. Right, just wonder if it needs a retest here. Right, maybe a second leg down, and then we'll see if we're going to break out of it or not. All right, let's look at the semis, because these are going to become important. All right, into a range on the semis. Very much like the rest of the market. Failing to have acceptance up here. Failing to find acceptance down here. And you can see the choppiness, all right? What do you think's driving the Qs to be choppy? The semis, right? So we have to keep our eye on that. Possibly, all right, there were some of the biggest orders ever placed up here, but they have caught the bid, and you just wonder, are they ready? How long are they going to do this, and are they ready to go next leg higher? They are constantly upgrading these semis again, all right? So maybe into the new earnings, that's what we see. Software. Sorry, pull these down to 15 minutes. Software. I just want to see 1 second. Yeah, semis holding the gap for now. Software gapping down. All right, I want to see software come back into here, and I want to see if they're willing to find a bid here. All right, so if we can get 2 leg down here on software swing-wise and they hold the bid, I'm interested in that bid back up, especially if we do rotate out of semiconductors. So I'm waiting for software to come in down here. In fact, I'm just going to set a little price alert so I remember. Just above it all. Do you want to set that for me, TradingView, or you just want to be a bit of a douchebag? No, you're just going to be douchebag. All right, great. Thanks, TradingView. All right, Mag. What do you pay for? You pay for all this money. It doesn't work properly. Apple opening up flat, all right, after that big sell on Thursday. Friday push back up. Monday consolidation. All right, here's your level you can see. Here's where we're packed, all right. So 280s is really your over-under. If Apple can hold 280s, they're going to try and get back up here. You can see so far they've rejected. So if this puts a failed follow-through or even a second leg and then comes under 280s, that's where real weakness will start. At the moment, opening up flat. Amazon, starting to find a bid here. And this is the retest which matters. All right, down here into 36 is why, because this is where we looked below and failed. We looked below, failed, looked below again, undercut, failed, back inside. Right, if they're willing to hold the bid all the way down to 37s really, but anywhere down here, it's going to start perking my interest to bid, start rebidding, because on the daily, right, we're starting to potentially reclaim. The only thing I'm worried about is this gap. It's the only thing I'm worried about. That's a strong reclaim though. Maybe it's ready to get going here. So we'll see. See if we can start getting involved swing wise. Goog starting to recover that node as well. So the look below and fail, same kind of story. So I'm starting to perk my interest on Goog here as well, swing wise. Meta, that's a great response, right? After last week's sell, higher low, push up. Right, as long as they find a bid here, sort of 56s, they can afford to come down lower, but we really don't want them to do that. 56s, and we're bid out, opening up pretty much flat as well. Softy, this is the one I'd love to catch if it's ready, because it's the one with the most room. Right, when we think about this, it's got a lot of room up here, if and when it's ready. Right, that's 60%. Gain to be had on that. All right, that's the kind of swing that will pay you big money, especially if you're going to play leaps. But it doesn't look ready yet. It's getting close. I wonder if it needs another undercut here, but we're going back into the range. We're back into the dance that we did, so you can see sort of inverted head and shoulders. As long as they're willing, I'd like one more dunk and then to see the absorption, and then I'm going to know, all right, they don't want to come lower. And that's going to be really perking my interest. So I know some people started longing some of these yesterday. Don't blame you. Don't blame you at all for starting small size in some of these swing wise. All right, that's pretty much it. Nvidia, right? Obviously pushing back outside of this. All right, you know where it wants to go. Whole number. Right, so can it hold above 95s to get to 200 is the question right now. Tesla was very strong yesterday. Look at that. Giant move yesterday on Tesla. We all know the big over under, right? The big one is always here. 420. All right, it's always there. That is a giant move though. We'll see if it comes back in. Do they hold VWAP or one of these and then have another go to get back up to those 420s? But that's huge. That is a huge response. So we'll see if there's follow through. Maybe one inside day and then see if there's follow through come Wednesday. Equally weighted mag, let's just have a quick look there. Yeah, I mean, slight gap down or opening up flat. I mean, that kind of tells you the story this morning. No one really knows what we want to do. We're just glued into the old range again. All right, so this is my no trade zone. I really don't want to trade this grey box. That's going to be the leave alone. I'm just going to get a glass of water here because I left it next door. Be right back, folks. Sorry, team. My water bottle and watch. Yeah, starting to get tight down here. I wonder if there's an early bid come this morning. We'll see. We will see. All about whether we can move back above previous day's value or not for that next move up. Come and retest those highs. So I'm going to watch from, there might be a long opportunity from like here to up here, and somewhere in here we very well might have a failed breakout. I want to avoid here. Same under here, might come down to here, and under here maybe a failed breakout. So we'll see here, folks, this morning. Good luck, everybody. Here we go. Let's see what we get. 5 seconds. All about whether we find acceptance over this, and if they do, how far do they want to squeeze, or they're going to have the door slammed on their face. Looks pretty messy out there at the moment. And remember, news coming 9:45, 10 o'clock. Okay, so here's the squeeze through previous day's value area high. Now, the highest point they get, I think, would be 120s, and then we'll see if they're willing to fail. There is an old auction that they can come and fix up there as well. So we're opening on VWAP on a lot of the indexes. That's never a good sign either for much of a day. It's normally a very, very choppy session when we see that. Just having to zoom in. Yeah, Q's rejecting VWAP. SPY rejecting VWAP. SOXL trying to get going. Software the same. VIX holding its demand block for now. Okay, there you go. So it's coming up for this unfinished auction up at 95s. And then I think they'll try and get to a 120 if they do that. Almost finished that auction. There's the auction finished. Okay, 120 is your next level if you are long in this for this squeeze. Here we go. Can I move my stop up, please? Ninja Trader, move my stop. There we go. Okay, just a small scalp there to finish that auction. There's 120. I'm already out of this. I might regret that. There is actually another unfinished auction up at 70 or 69.75. So it's possible they come right up to 69.75 to clean out that auction. Big squeeze. I thought we might fail here, but we're going to keep going by the looks of it. And the market finding a bid. Interestingly, with the MAG down. Right, so MAG down 0.13%. Guess where the bid just came in? Guess who just found a rocket opening up at 38s and is now trading at 45s, 46s now already, is gunning for the 250. Oh yeah, you guessed it. You know who just turned on that buy algo and what they turned it on. That's right, semis. Semis. They just went, hold my fucking beer. We're not done. And we shook you out. We're not done. Yes, big rejection. Remember, I thought we'd have a failed follow through up here. It's possible we do. It really depends on these semiconductors. They are gunning for it at the moment. So this is basically the edge of value from overnight. That's why I thought maybe we get a little bit stuck up here. They're still bidding VWAP. They're still not done with this. I need to change my accounts. What can I trade today? You will do. Take profit. Let's trade you. All right, here goes semiconductors. They're going for that 250. Actually, cool wall on semis. And like I said, we have an unfinished auction up at 170 if they do want to go and complete that auction up there. Most of the damage has been done, I'd say. I'd be very careful about failed follow through here. But look, the grey box held. They're not willing to trade under that grey box. It would be nice if they came back and showed us something here to make an easy bid, but it doesn't look like they want to. It looks like they want to finish this auction at 170 to me. Very close. So we're at 60s. 170 will complete the auction once they spike through that. There is liquidity up to 200. They're going to keep running this. I should have had a runner here. Here we go. 170 is coming up. They still haven't completed that auction. I still think they'll come and clean these highs up. ES, by the way, doing the complete opposite, getting absolutely hammered, and is approaching lower day right now. So this is all about the semiconductors again. It's a one-trick pony market. Semi's coming up to that call wall of 250. If they get through the 250, then we can talk about the squeeze out and where they might be able to keep going. But 250 is the level right now. All right, auction complete. You've just re-gone through 170, so that auction's complete. Wow. Big divergence today, folks. So I would say if and when semis fail, this can be nasty. If they don't fail and they keep catching a bid and the rest of the market wants to play catch up, we'll see. But so far, Nvidia up 1.5%, Apple up 0.5%, Microsoft just about green, rest of the MAG red. So Tesla down 0.70%, Meta down just over 1%, Google down 0.62%, Amazon down 0.40%. Software is trying to get a little bit of a bid and close its gap, but doesn't look particularly interesting right now. This is just a semiconductor move. And the next job will be current week value area high, which is all the way up here, and this little block up here. All right, let's see if they want to come right down to one of these. Let's see if they bid 120s or even at 50s, or if this thing just gets stuck at 250 on the semis and just gives it all back. Jesus fucking Christ. Look at the size of these moves. Wow. Volatility is back, baby. Volatility is here. Okay, up, up, up and away. ES has found a bid. So we're going pro trend at the moment in terms of alignment, not in terms of market. Right up to this top side, and they might come and try and take out this old high at 265 here. We would love a pullback back in here or down here. It would be nice. 110 lot buy. I just got caught at those highs. So he just bought high of day like a silly boy. Through the 250s we go on the semiconductors. VIX still heading south at the moment. Alignment is good for upside. We just need a pullback. We cannot be bidding up here. We're going to need a pullback if we're going to get involved. Can we pull back? Can we pull back? We don't want a long up here. This thing's going to keep squeezing. We need a pullback. Thing's got to come back down and in. So no acceptance above 250 on semis. So we might get that pullback now. They poked above it. Let's put some volume on here. Alex has forgotten again. See if we can come to the edge of value. I'm interested if they hold around 90s. And if not 90s, we're going to slide right the way down. And I'm going to have to get some more volume on here so I can remember these RBS zones because they are starting to change. It's very, very volatile out here, folks. Just remember that. All right, back under 250s on semis. Can this come a little bit lower? Looking to see if we can trade a little bit lower into around 90 to see if they're willing to bid around 90. Can you please come lower? No. Just non-stop bid at the moment. The ES getting hammered up there. Socks all back through the 250s. I want to bid on this, but we're holding RBS zone on the H1 right now. So look at that pullback. Right, think about where we just pulled back to. All right, this high, this RBS zone. And we're approaching top side of this. They're going to squeeze it. Here we go. They're about to squeeze this. Here it goes, folks. It's hard when it's all on one name. Right, there's an unfinished auction at this lows. Still waiting to see if we can come back down to earth a little bit. 190s or even 175 to 145 would also interest me. If we can come back down to earth, it'd be nice. Right, a little bit messy here. So ES is getting hammered in front of 410. That's its cool wall for the day. Q's relative strength. So we don't really want to be short on the Q's when they've got relative strength. That's twice now. Semiconductors have failed 250, so they've pushed through and failed. We'll see if semis come back to 45s. We'll see if we trade 190s or even maybe rotate the whole of value today. I'm interested in bidding on this market if we're willing. What I'm looking at is the H1. All right, if we're willing to hold, we've got double top high here. If we're willing to hold, oh God, I'm trying to draw it quick enough for you. Here or here, all right, I'm willing to bid. If we lose that, I'm going to be neutral and let it come all the way back down and in. Very hard with the volatility here. All right, semis got to be careful here. They got to come a bit lower. 45s is possible on semis. Remember, news coming in 6 minutes or so as well, and then another piece of news. Here we come, coming back in. Let this pull down, and see if they trap some sellers down here, and then if they're willing to bid it. Here's the 190s. They're trying to bid 190s at the moment. If they lose this, they can come right down to 121. They are trying to bid around these 190s. Here they come down to 121 possible now if they keep rejecting 190s. It's a big battle here. Back through the 190s. All right, I'm bidding because they've reclaimed. Let's see if we can get that push back up to 250 now. Blocking some in there because there's a wiggle on the tape here at 220s. Looking for 250 if possible. Gonna make my life hard. Here we go. So 190 reclaimed, good hold. Just think about what we just did on the H1, what we're holding. There's a buyer caught at 229s. We need to get through that to go 250s. Yes, finding a bid. Semis back to 250s as well. Big level for the semiconductors. There's a big over-under here. If they can't get through it, we're going to see failed follow-through. Just be aware of that. It's a huge, huge level here on semiconductor land. So I've locked some in already. I'm in see money, take money mode. I'm very happy to be in that mode right now until this market shows me a sign of strength to really move outside of something. Not seeing the bid walk up here. So they reclaimed 190 and then they're not walked back up yet. So I've got small size left on. And if we flush, we flush. 250 rejected again, semiconductors. They've got to get back above 250 semis, or this thing's coming to 245 and then we will flush with it. So through the 190s, still holding small size versus 190s at the moment. Can we get back up to 250? Yes, going high day. Come on, can we go back up to 250, please? We want semis through 250. We want to get back up to 250. There's a buyer trapped up there. There we go. Come on. Right, take a little partial in front of 250, and then I'll hold runner to see if we can find acceptance higher. We have got a double top up here, so I am expecting price to come and try and get through 65s right now, 265s. It's just whether we can do it before this news in 3 minutes, and that's why I want to be out before then. We can't hold this low, I'm out. 250 again, rejecting on semis. All right, do you know what? I'm going to move my stop up a little bit underneath that current wick. So 81 is my stop. Looking for higher. 81 is my stop. If they can't do it, they can't do it. And we've got news here. It's coming soon, folks. News. Just be aware. God, the chop is insane. Come on. Can you go and take the highs and then I can get out before the news? I'm going to cut this before the news, I think. Come on. Do it before the news so I can get out. Semi's knocking on that 250 door again. That call wall's massive. If we can get through 250s on semis, we can squeeze up, swipe the highs, and then we can be done with it before the news. They can't get through that call wall. That's stop out there. I'm out. Give it a chance. Give it a chance. I'm out before news. That's all right. Nice start to the day. Are you really focused on POC when we've had, like current POC, when we've had like 14 minutes of trading? I've been more focused on what's happened overnight and what we've done yesterday. All right. What's the rule? What are we doing versus yesterday? All right. We're above value from yesterday. All right. There's yesterday's value. There's previous week's value. What are we doing? We're holding a bid above it right now. There's a squeeze up to it. We've got double top high here, which I expect us to take. Right? I'm not too bothered about this. We built out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're focused on 10 minutes of trading. I'm focused on 1 day to 7 days. Here we go. We're going to take out the fucking high now without me. Of course we are, because it's news. You bastard. You couldn't do it before the news, could you? There is a buyer stuck at 48. Once he is in the money, SOXL back through the 250 now. I expect us to make a new high here because it's very clean. It's too clean up here on the hourlies. So I expect us to run that high from Thursday last week. There's no way we're leaving it. It might need to do a dance for a bit. There's no way we're leaving that double top high the way it is. I just can't imagine it. It would be very weird to do it. Right, Semi's new high of day coming. Is the rest of the market going to find a bid with it? I'm waiting because I'm not in this because I got out before the news. But I'd imagine a new high is coming here, folks. More buyers got stuck there at 250s, more silly people, but I think a new high is coming. I think we are about to swipe straight upside here, folks. It's a coming. It's a coming. It's a coming. ES rejecting 510, so that's already hit its cool wall 1. So ES has already hit this. Semi's holding a print above 250s. They've got the chance to swipe. This is going to do the dance. We just got to find a way to get in this before it swipes, ideally. So maybe something down towards 210s I can bid. Something that gives me some form of decent RR. Semi's over 250, pulling back to 250. Can they hold? I'm watching this now. Do semis hold this bid? If so, I want to bid this. All right, I'm having a go. Small long here. Can we break upside for me? We've got to get over the 250s and squeeze high day. Come on. Do it. Get over these 250s and squeeze high day for me. Stop fanning around. Complete the fucking auction just once. Just for once. ES into 510s again, so it's at cool wall again. Semi's getting stuck here. Just need them to swipe up. Clean it out. Come on. Go. Go. I'm not going to have another go at it. A lot of buyers coming in here up here. I'm not going to have another go at this. It's got to go now or I'm done with it. I don't want to waste time here if it can't go. Yeah, it's got to hold this kind of range. Done with it. I'm out. Give it a chance. Could have taken some profit there, didn't. Happy to have another go, but they're doing the dance here. And there are notable buyers here at 38s who are offside right now. There are notable sellers under 200 who are offside, notable buyers at 38. So we're going to build out an internal range now. Fun, fun, fun. But if you look at the H1, it still looks good. I still think we're going to go higher. All right. So what I'm looking at is this. I still think this looks good versus this versus these to come and take this out. That's what I think is going to happen. They're going to do it now, aren't they? Alex trade coming up. Alex trade coming up. Of course it is. Of course it's coming up now. ES keeps getting stuck at its cool wall. I am surprised we haven't come and tagged this. When we've got relative strength, we don't even have the ability to get up there. Everything, literally everything else is tagged its cool wall. ES has done its cool wall. SPY's done its cool wall. Semiconductors are bidding over the cool wall. We can't get going, probably because we've got weakness on Meta right now. I don't know. IGV looks flat on the day, so it's surprising that we haven't gone up there. I'm very, very surprised we haven't completed this auction properly. If they can't do it soon, they're going to pull back deeper and then probably come back for it later in the day. They're being nasty, doing it on everything but the one index with strength. Why would you do that? The one index with the strength today, 0.5% up, we can't complete the auction. Great, NQ. You're behaving perfectly today. All right, Semi's back under the 250. Be careful here. We're into this level here. Around the 200s is where the sellers keep getting stuck. So 200s is where sellers are stuck. 240s is where buyers are stuck. I still think we need to move higher to clean everything out. But what I think and what we're getting are two different things right now. We are just chopping up here now. I can't do shit with this right now, unfortunately. I'd love to bid to move higher, but it's got to show me that it wants to do it. At the moment, it's not doing it. I've had a couple goes. Those sellers are remaining stuck at 200 down to 80s. We might need a little bear trap or something to get the move going. We might need a move to like 156s or something to be protected, maybe. Can't see how else we can get involved, really, at the moment. ES constantly banging. ES is going. Semi's back through the 250. Do we bid on this again? Probably should. Probably should bid for continuation here. Here come the buyers. They're protecting 210s now. They're trying to walk up here. All right, next pull back in, I'm going to try and take. It might not even give it to me. So those buyers are still stuck. If we pull back a little bit more and show me some bears getting stuck down here into around 20s. There it goes without me. Fuck's sake. There's the auction completed that I talked about that it needed to complete. Well, there's your auction completed. There's the highs taken. You are a horrible market. Oh my God. You are horrible to me. You're horrible. I said it had to complete the auction and that we had relative strength. It should come to there. There's your target. What did I say? If I can bid 20s, we just did. Don't worry. We just did like a 60-point move in under a second. What am I going to say, folks? Hopefully you understand why. All that really matters is why. Okay, so if we zoom out to the H1 bastard market, right? If we move out to the H1, all right, we've held this node, all right? This node here, this choppy node, all right, that we developed. We held it overnight. We came back in New York, right? There's the failure to break lower. We break above, all right? So now any bid, right, that's like here, here, or here, right? We want to bid, don't we? Because this is resistance becomes support. So we're looking for this move. And where are we looking for? We're looking to target this. Now, I don't really want to bid anymore up here because now it gets dangerous. So that's the unfortunate thing at the moment is we're coming into some of these levels. Target now if it really wants to get going with this naked point of control. So we need to let this either come in and give us a bid or we can look for the failed breakout now. All right, so if we reject old value or naked POC, all right, if we reject up here, we can look for this trade back down in. All right, and then we can think about bidding that, or if they lose this, failing this whole thing now. It's unfortunate because this thing can really get going now for the day, but I haven't got positioning in this now, unfortunately. What are you going to do? That was the main move I wanted. You got it. Some of you got it. I mean, how many of you got that trade? I mean, I called it pretty well. I don't think I could have called it much better. How many of you actually got the trade? Lots of you. That's great. That's great. Lots of you got that. Nice, guys. Really nice. See, this is what I try and teach from people like they want me to give the entries. So some of you would have made more money than me today, right? More money than me. All right, semis, new high of day. ES swiping the highs. We have to see if this pulls back now and holds somewhere down here. All right, if we can hold that, we can try and look for continuation. Up to this is possible. I will mark out old value. All right, I'm going to put another R level in because I think it might be important. So we're going to put this in here, right? You can see we've just popped that and failed that. That is the old weekly value area low when we go back to the week of the 15th of June. All right, so if we find acceptance inside of here, this is weekly value area low from 15th of June. If we find acceptance inside of there, this trade might keep going. If we reject value, we're going to come back down to here, all right? And then they can try and ping pong. If they lose this node, then we can return back deeper in today. If all they wanted to do was test value, that's basically the island gap. and say, hey, you're not coming in here, then we can view what's next. All right, so I need to be sort of, let's say, risk off for a moment and just let this settle, and also give me a chance to mark everything out and rethink this, because we are somewhat changing here, changing state potentially in this market. Let's put these in. There we go. But my bias would be upside, especially with the strength we're seeing. Equal weighted mag is basically almost flat. Nvidia 1.28% up, Microsoft 0.84% up, Apple 1.15% up. Weakness coming in the rest of the market. Meta, the big loser today in Magland, 1.22% down. Google 0.67% down. Amazon 0.25% down. Tesla 0.07% down. IGV is 0.5% up. So we're currently bidding, right? Just think about this. We're bidding software and we're bidding semiconductors, and we're bidding some names in Magland. And this is the key level here now. Now, if they find acceptance through this red zone, this is your next target. So I'm not long in this, unfortunately. I wanted to be long here, couldn't get in, and it went. Had a few goes, as you would have seen me try a few times at this move. All right, and now your levels are, if we find acceptance through the red zone, you can get all the way up to, we just call it 30,450. All right, that's your final target for the day. What is the drawing tool for the boxes? I don't know if you're being serious or not. Rectangle tool. It would be a rectangle tool, a box tool. All right, ES gunning for it. SPY coming up to a big R level. We've got index alignment now. Can't believe they fannied around with the NQ so long there when we had relative strength. It's just bizarre. Just bizarre. They just wanted to make sure Alex can get paid. That's what they wanted to do. I need a coffee. I hope my wife wakes up soon. So I didn't put one on. Oh, who watched the football last night? Great games. Buzzing for Morocco. Absolutely buzzing for Morocco. Great to see Germany and the Netherlands go out. Sorry if you're German or you're a Dutchie. It's great for the game, man. Having a South American team and a North African team progress is great for the game. Japan was so unlucky. Yeah, so unlucky. But Morocco played the better football, man. They deserved it. How bad have the penalties been, by the way, in the shootouts? Some of the worst penalty shootouts I've ever seen. Like, you can see what anxiety does to people. Inverted U theory, if you've ever studied that, it was definitely present. All right. QQQ through Cool Wall 1. It's heading up to Cool Wall 2 now, which will be the 32s. It's up here for us. I'm certainly not bidding up here. Yeah, Jolt's coming in 2 minutes. Thank you. You're right. Jolts is coming in 2 minutes. I can hear my wife. Might be getting a coffee here. All right, new highs. This thing's going to keep pushing without me. See how I'm being disciplined. I'm not chasing in. All right, I had a couple goes. I was long from down here. I had a couple goes around here. Made like little scalps, and then was just waiting to get filled into 20s. So I was looking to get filled here for that move, and it went. So I can't chase now. Cannot chase now. Just got to let it do whatever it needs to do. All right, you've got just under a minute left until Jolts, folks. So 350 here. Passed your eval this morning off that? Nice work, Austin. Lovely. Thank you very much. There's my lunch for the day. Anxiety curves. Yeah, inverted U theory. That's it. Anxiety curve. Anxiety performance curve. Okay, so we're coming into... We are now inside that old value Right, think about where we are. Zoom out. Move this up. All right, this is the island gap. Where we gapped down from, remember. We lost this on Monday. Rejected it twice. This is the test of it. We're now inside that value area, aren't we? The red box. Now, if we hold a bid inside value, where do you think we're going? We're going to go naked POC. So if they hold the red box, they will try and get you to naked POC. If we get over naked POC, we can keep drifting up towards 30,750 potentially. I'm not saying today. I'm saying that's what's the next potential move in the market. If they're willing to hold the red box, it's not necessarily today, folks. It can be later in the week. It's been a big move out here this morning already. It's big range in this market. The volatility is massive. Is your New York open? All right. Just a casual 322 points in the opening 30 minutes. Nothing to see here, just 322 points of straight upside drive. And we can see if they're willing to bid down here at value area high 260s or not. There's an unfinished auction here at 93s that they should really come and clean out. And we see, same if ES is going to hold its RBS now or not. It's going to make a decision, or if it's going to be a failed breakout move. Remember, the moment we let go of the red box, which we have, we're now back outside of that gap, outside of value. And we'll see if they're willing to bid as we come down and in. That's why we don't chase the highs. I'm interested here if they can trap sellers anywhere from 90 down to 50. If they can't trap sellers there, then I'm going to assume we're going to keep seeing downside pressure. There's the RBS zone on ES. Might need a bit more. There's a seller just got caught there at 80s. Didn't manage to get a bid in there. That was such a quick reaction once he got stuck. Oh my God, it's moving too fast that I can't get in. The seller got caught there at 80s. What did I say? I'm willing to bid from 90s down to 50s. I've missed it. He's gone. Let's see if they hold this seller trapped at 80s or not. Please come back down. So quick. It is so quick. All right, so we came into low volume node, right? So where was I willing to bid? 90s down to 50s. You can see I'm trying to bid low volume node. And we trap this player. I'll show you. This guy down here. All right, comes flying in at the lows, gets absorbed, gets caught. Unfortunately, this happens in under a second. We move from 75 to 320 in under a second. So I can't really trade that. It's a little too quick for me there, folks, unfortunately. You had the quick draw McCraw on that, did you? Did you get it? Did you? Good for you. Old man can't react as fast. Yeah, well, that's it. All right, back inside of value. This is such an aggressive bid. Once it's gone at the moment. They are bid. 100 points already, yeah. 100 points in, what, 2.5 minutes? It's so quick. So quick. You already made 10K today. Hey, nice. What the hell is value? I'm making up terms. Tom Dubb, tell me you're a fucking moron without telling me you're a fucking moron. I think you just did it. I think you just told me you're a fucking moron, mate. Fuck off. I've put up with your bullshit already enough today. You don't know what you're talking about. You're clearly like an 18-year-old unicorn riding piece of shit. Out you go of the chat, mate. You don't get the privilege of being here when you don't have the basic knowledge of anything. Fuck off, son. You are gone, you teenager. Oh my God, we've got dweebs in the chat. Out you go, sunshine. If the mods are here, just ban him. We don't have idiots like that. Tom Dubb. you're gone. You're an idiot. Bye-bye. Can you imagine it? Can you imagine these unicorn riding idiots? All right, naked POC. There's another term I've clearly made up. Naked POC is your next target. So if you did get this long in the low volume node, right, you're finding acceptance back in value, which according to Tom, there's no such thing. But luckily there is. You're finding acceptance back inside of that old value from the week of 15th of June. And as long as you hold acceptance back inside of here, you have a clear target of the naked POC. All right, it's naked because we haven't tested it. Funny, it's our natural real term again. Unlike you, Tom, this is a real term. Your term would be virgin. That's the term for you. You would be a virgin person, right? You're virgin at trading. You're probably virgin in real life, I would imagine. All right, let's see. Let's see. Oh, making up terms. Ooh. Dear, oh dear, we've got some kids in chat. We've got some kids. All right, we're getting close to put walls on the VIX. Just be aware of that as it drives down to 17. It's a pretty big put wall there. Same with semiconductors. SOXL is at its second biggest put wall of the day, 260. All right, so big drives this morning. We opened up at 37, so it's reclaimed 250s. It's at 260s. That's your second big call wall today. We might start to need to build out liquidity here if they're gonna have a shot to that naked POC. We might need to build some sideways action. I've missed the last two longs, unfortunately. What level is the naked POC at? It is at 30,444. All right, let's see if they're willing to hold a bid at value area high. A real thing, would you know it? Let's see if they're willing to hold a bid at 313s. So 313s would be current value area high, according to NinjaTrader. All the way down to 280 would be interesting. You're going to start. There is a lot of aggressive buying up here, folks. It's been non-stop aggressive buying today, I would say, other than that one seller got caught and we turned around very quickly from him. So I want to see if they're willing to bid sort of anywhere from 313s down to that seller who's caught at 280s. And if we can go sideways there for a bit, I'm interested. Otherwise, we're going to come back down into this again. I've got to let this cool down. I've got to let it cool down. This is a big, expansive move today. So I've got to let this come back in. Can I explain value? No, sorry. There's a free video for it on my YouTube. Just go to Volume Profile Masterclass on my YouTube. I really don't have the time to do that today. You can learn all about it on there for absolutely nothing. It's on my YouTube. It's about, I don't know, 30 minutes long. It's probably one of the better videos I've done. No, I'm not saying you can't learn it. I'm just saying like I'm here to trade right now. I don't have the time to teach right now when the market's moving as quick as it is. Right, I've already missed 2 trades. I'd like to make some money today, so I just need to focus in a little bit. It's not because I don't want to help you, but there is a video there for free that's already there, so you might as well go and watch it, eh? All right, ES coming back down towards RBS zone. So big fails off there on ES. Like I said, VIX, they're starting to front run that put wall at 17s at the moment. Semi's still stuck at call wall 260. So I think we might see some pressure coming down soon, and then we'll see if the bid comes back in or not. I'm not looking to sell this right now because we are sort of traversing. Look at the H1. All right, this is all I'm looking at. This is current week's value area high. This is previous 2 weeks ago value area low. Right, we can still hold a bid here and we can fail here. All right, but all the time we're holding a bid here, I want to respect what? Well, we've seen downside pressure. We're on buy side of the curve. I want to see if we can do this, right, up here. Now, from here, it's possible sellers step back in, but I want to see if I can go bid side up to that all the time we're holding. I don't want to fight this tape. So testing value down here. I want to see if we can come a bit lower and trap some bears in, because we don't have any bears trapped in this market right now. It is all, if I show you this, it is all aggressive buying this morning, other than this one bear who got stuck here when I was looking to bid and we turned around, right? But it's all very aggressive buying up here. So I would say if buyers lose 200 today, you're going to see every buyer from the day stuck, right? Just based on intraday, based on what we've seen so far this morning. So that would be a big level to lose, basically. 200. The sellers, the only sellers that are caught are at 200, right? So the big buyers actually came in at 236 and above. The sellers that are caught are at 200. So under 200, we rotate lower, potentially, if they get follow through under there. Over that, buyers are comfortable. When I say one buyer, what do you mean? Well, it's one big lot order. Maybe it was numerous market buyers, all right, but I see it as one lot. So I only need to worry about the delta on it. It doesn't matter if there was 50 buyers buying 173 lots or one buyer buying 173 lots market side. What matters is the delta. Legend. Look at that. What a wife. Yes. Bye, Jess. Oh, God. All right. Well, they just bid off value again. It's very fast moving tape. She's a keeper, yeah, she is. Well, I've already kept her since 2011. Morning, Mark. Morning. Still holding the bid here inside that old value area. I still think this is the final target for today. Semis are stuck at the 260s. The one thing that you've got to be aware of, where's the strengths come from today? As always. All right, look at this. You're in straight bid. You're stuck at 260s. All right, so when we did that silly dance on NQ, it was when we were doing the 250 under over. We've held 250. We've gone 260. That could potentially be max move for the day. All right, so we might need to come back down to earth. We don't know. So I'm cautious. I don't really want to be buying up here if I think that this possibly has a retest. But you know what semis are like. They can just keep going and going and going and going and going. It's one of those. Unfortunately, I'm out of position. I'm out of position. This long down here was the position that I tried to be in. Much harder for me to be a buyer now. Right, ES almost at its RBS, coming right down inside. So weakness in the ES. What sectors are selling today? Well, XLV has had weakness today. So healthcare weakness, financial sector not looking too great either. It's not down big, but healthcare is down 1.21%. XLF's down 0.11%. So weakness in healthcare, which is probably dragging ES lower here. What the circles? No, the circles are big market orders, right? They're big single lot market orders. Right, they're trying to continue this higher to that naked POC. You're stuck up here at this POC at the moment. There is 400 is on the tape, so they're trying to get you through 370 all the way up here at the moment. They're desperately trying to do it. They're just struggling. They might need to come and trap some bears before they do anything else. 260 banging on the door again here, SOXL. The thing is, if you don't... I just can't bid this here. I can't bid this right now. I have to let it build out. If you don't get prime position, you get washed out. You're going to give back 100 points very quickly. I didn't put what in the profile course. The circles aren't a part of profile. It's just delta. It's just Delta is definitely in the volume and order flow course. It is definitely in there. It's the main thing that we talk about is big lot sizes. This is just one indicator way of showing it. There's lots of ways of seeing it. You can see it, right? Here, volume profile delta, all right? It's just a way of viewing it. It's all it is. It's a way of viewing it. Yeah, it's just, it's like saying, I don't know how else to explain it. There's lots of indicators or lots of different ways of acknowledging how the market's moving, right? With volume and stuff. This is just, the bubbles are just one way of seeing it. It's all it is. But I've taught you how to use it. It's the same way. Yeah. So now you understand. Big trade indicator, exactly. This is where they're trying to go. I want to see a trap. I might not get it, but I want to see some form of trap because we're being very aggressive here, and I don't want to be buying the high. So I want us to come in here. I want big sellers to come in here, and then I want to see that. If I'm going to trade that move upside, that's what I'm going to have to see. I want to see some sellers get caught. I don't want to keep buying up here when everything's buy side, big aggressive buyers. Now, it might be that we keep moving higher without me. I'm just going to have to make peace with that. You're using cumulative delta. Yeah, I have that on the bottom of my screen as well. That's another thing you can use. So if you look at where we had this long wick here, where I said I wanted to be a buyer and it turned around quick, right? We had negative delta into it and then we instantly went positive afterwards. It's like a good one to look at. They're still trying to drive this higher. They're trying to get up here. I just don't think I can get involved, man. They're going to make it impossible for me to get involved. So software came up to high of day. It's doing like a little 15-minute pullback here into PDC. We'll see if they're willing to hold the bid here on software. Semiconductors can't get through that put wall at 260. They're poked above it, instant rejection. Be careful. Remember, that thing is driving this market. That is the leader in this market. If semis start to roll over here after a big drive out this morning, we'll see some weakness. What's the next GEX level above C2? That's a good question. C3 is at 700s, mate. Do you know what? Let me just open up Tanuki in case that's been adjusted or anything. I think it has been adjusted. Hang on, let me reload. Give us a second. Give me a second. Let's put the custom ones in here. I think they've adjusted it since the open. There we go. There's some new ones that have just gone in. So we've moved so quick, they put some new ones in. There you go. Glad you said that. Made me look. Here goes the squeeze. They are trying through the 260s. Semiconductors. They are not going to give me away bidding on this, I don't think. This is the target for sure. I need a trap. I'm not bidding up here, guys. I'm just going to say that now. If this keeps going, it's going to go without me. There's no way I'm bidding up here. How would I know if there's a bear trap or vice versa? Yes. Okay, well, bear traps, we like to look at swing points. All right, this was a really good bear trap there. All right, and what we're looking for are aggressive sellers to come in and buyers to stop out. So let's say this one here. Let's say buyers who are bidding this have their stop here, right? What happens when you stop out as a buyer? You become a market seller. And let's say breakout sellers come in here as well. They have a breakout. What are they? They're market sellers, right? Which means here we have a big lot seller come in a low volume node when we're above key liquidity. So if we come down and we have a big lot of market sellers and we don't move lower, right, then what is in here? By nature, Mr. Wales in here with his big sponge, limit buying everything that comes in. All right, so bears get aggressive, they don't get the move, we turn around, and what happens? They're now stuck, right? They're market sellers at the worst position in here, right? And then we use their pain, right? Because they're either going to add into their position like silly people, or they're going to put a stop here or a stop here, and we use their pain to move higher. So I'm interested in seeing sellers get stuck in here. That's what's going to perk my interest today. Now, if I make that make sense to you, if I drag this over, right? The only time we've seen that is this guy here. Remember I said I wanted to bid 80s down to 20s or whatever it was. I wanted to be a buyer in here because I wanted to see that, right? So what we want to see is this kind of thing again, is stuff like this, where very aggressive sellers come in, and the market, and this is why I can't teach on here, it's so hard. The market might come down, all right, and then instantly recover like this, right? Trap more sellers into a key area and then move away from them. That is a bear trap. Now, how would you see it without order flow? What you would use without order flow are just swing points, right? That's why we like 2 legs, right? So if I just drew this out for you quickly, let's just come up here. If the market moved like this, right, I'd be looking for bear traps in here, right? So if this, instead of pulling back, right, that would be a nice pullback, easy, right, RBS. But if instead of doing that, it went 1, 2, bears chase this low and it recovers, right, then we're long here versus this, pull that move back up. What's that? Inverted head and shoulders. That's why these work, because sellers chase the breakdown when the main structure is upside. Works the same the other way, right? If we think about a downside trend, right, and then we do sort of an inside like this, right, and then we see this, and then they come back above that swing point and then instantly recover, right? How many buyers chase that breakout? Lots, right? They go, oh, it's change of character. No, it's not. Main trend's down. That's a stop hunt to move lower. That's where all the buyers come in, right? It's the same story. So you want to watch swing points. If you're not using order flow, you can watch swing points. That's where you will get breakout players join a market. No worries, man. No worries. All right, semis are just bidding and bidding and bidding. They held the 260 wall and they are bid up right now. And Alex ain't going to get a play here. He can already tell. So I'm hoping some of you guys are still in it off some of the optimal entries down here. You know, if you got these longs down here, you're up a couple 100 points already. This would be my target, 445. So that's where I think it's trying to go. Now, the node gets thick in this grey zone, but 445 is the target. You can call it 450 if you want. That's the target. It's the naked level, I'm telling you. Here it comes. Sellers coming in at these highs being silly. They're only going to get themselves hurt. This is your target. This is where it wants to go. I'm salty. I'm a salty, salty man today. See the market, can't get in. It's the worst. It's the worst. It's worse than losing when you see the market and you can't get in. Why do we do it for a living? I don't know. All right, put wall being hit here on the VIX. Just be careful. I would expect the VIX will start finding a bid anywhere from now down to 1680s. Semis keep going, so semis driving this whole market. We're still bidding really well on software. So mag looks good, software looks good, semis looks good. We're in a bid up environment, all right? All 3 look good. All 3 are green. We are definitely in a bid up environment. This is not a short day. That's why we haven't talked about shorts. We've been long only. But you are coming into TPs here. The grey box is, this whole area is basically a TP. This whole area. I would imagine this is their target, their main target. Oh, Pinko, it hurts, man. I mean, it's like yesterday, right? I bought that. I can't remember. Someone said yesterday, I wouldn't bid on this. It's going lower, and I was like, well, I don't think so. I think Bears just got caught in it. So yesterday was a good example of end of auction. Bears at the lows. So I bid on their pain. I took profit 100 points up because I've told myself we're not in big move territory. We're in see money, take money, Alex. Be smart. So I took 100 points yesterday, and it went 600 points without me. I literally had the best entry of the day. Crazy. Possible to give you all the shorts for indexes. Short? What do you mean? The short version of the index? I'm not sure what you mean by the shorts for indexes. Do you mean the tickers? Let me know what you mean. Whether you mean the tickets or you need or tickers, or you mean the actual short. Oh, you mean the tickers? I understand. Okay, I watch SOXL. You can watch SOX. Right, SOXL's triple leverage long. I watch that, and I watch IGV, and I watch mags. But I do my own mags. So I literally do. If you do Apple plus Amazon plus Google plus Meta plus Microsoft plus Nvidia plus Tesla, it will give you an equal weighted mags. You can just type in mags. I don't know if mags is equal weighted. Maybe mags E might be equal weighted. If they're going to have an equal weighted one, it would be mags E, I would imagine. You could do QQQE if you wanted equal weighted of the Qs, for example. And if you want other indexes out of that, you could look at like XLV, XLET. There's tons. There's tons of ETFs for each individual sector. But the main ones I watch are at the moment are software, Mag 7, and semis. Interestingly, semiconductors, triple leveraged, as of yesterday, took over from TQQQ. Let that sink in. More people are trading SOXL than are trading TQQQs now. That's how heavily bias it is. You've got to think that's going to end in tears at some point. That means retail is fucking mega uber bullish on semis when there are a gazillion points up already. Do I think new all times are in play? For when? For now? No, not right now. Do you mean now? New all-time highs are always in play, but look, we can't think about that right now. All right, we are all that's happening now. All that we're in now is coming in to the big volume of this. Right, so all I know, remember, I only trade what I know. Buyers are stuck here, and buyers are stuck here. Right now, we're coming in to test these lot. Now, what do we have here? That's what we have, right? Oh, that's all we have. So I can't think about new all-time highs. What I can think about is, do these buyers reject? Okay. If these buyers like, thank God for that, I get out break even, then we probably come back down and hold this. Now, this now flips, right? So the question really is if we see some selling up here, which I'd imagine we will, whether it's today or not, do they now hold? All right, let's just call it 30,000. All right, which means for this node, this here is where we are. Right, if they hold 30,000, then we can think about maybe having the chance to do it. But I wouldn't be thinking about new all-time highs today. There's no reason to think about anything like that. We haven't done anything yet. All we've done is come back into this island gap, and we're trying to get to POC. That's all we know so far. We don't know anything else. So let's just say what we know. Are all new all-time highs possible in the next couple of weeks? Sure. Like, new all-time highs are always possible. Right, I'd be about to be set here, folks. And if we get through this grey box, then we're going to have to test the volume above, which would be 555 basically. So through this would be the next one. What indicator gives you thick long hair into your 40s? I don't know if it's thick. I'm thinning out, man. I'm thinning out, bro. I'm going grey. Oh, it's depressing. It's 41 soon. Fuck me. Where did the time go? Do I think US Iran's going to make a deal? I don't fucking know. I thought they made a deal 100 times already. No idea. But I think it'd be a sell the news event once they make the deal. All right, here you go. You're almost there. You are almost there. So you're in to take profit land. Once you get up here, I would say you want to be 90% out of the trade. Honestly, it's been a magnificent move for you guys this morning. That was the target. This was the, obviously I made this up. It's not a real thing. Value doesn't exist. This certainly doesn't exist. But it's funny how we've actually bid off this thing that I've made up, this value level to that. It's crazy, isn't it? Crazy. Absolutely mad. All right, through the put wall now on VIX. This thing's getting crushed. Squeezes on. Yes, squeezing higher. Remember, bullish alignment today. We haven't seen this for a while. All right, so if I bring you over here. All right, here's your mags. 0.36% up. Here's your semis, 11% up. Remember, that's triple leverage. So divide that by 3. Here's your software, 0.5% up. We are in bullish alignment. You don't want to be trying to fade bullish alignment, do you? It's what you don't fade. same as you don't buy bearish alignment. Lots of sellers up here at 450s, right? 200 lot at 450, 135 lot at 55, and a 50 lot at 460. I promise you, I'm not making it up. It's real. Have I made anything today? Yes, I have. Like, nowhere near enough. I'm very upset, all right? Like, that's all I've made. This was made last night, all right? This is my funded next. I thought I'd had 5 days yesterday. I hadn't. So I traded it last night in Discord, and I'll take another payout tonight on funded next. Am I shorting now? No. Why would I be short now? Have we changed structure? Are there buyers caught at the highs? Have we shifted? Are we looking like we're in a sell, or are we just coming into a level of interest? Do I know why the ATR is up huge recently? Well, we're in a very frothy condition. The ATR has been up huge anyway for a long time, right? I think we're in a rebalancing mode in general. So I think, where we've traditionally been Mag 7 for many, 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 many years, we've started shifting into semis, bid up semis, bid up semis, bid up semis. All right. And I think you've probably got a lot of shorts caught in that, thinking that these things can't go higher, and they can. I mean, if you think about things like this, all right, if you just think about that, let that sink in for a second. Since this year, all right, it's up 1,000%. All right, and it's not the only one. There's a lot, and as these get bigger, their weight becomes bigger in the queues, right? And they start to get pulled into the queues. And we start to get into this sort of cycle of bid, 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 blow up, blow up, blow up, blow up, shorts, bid, 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 blow up, blow up, blow up, shorts. And I think you're starting to see the funds start to really like apply pressure for upside moves to make all their money. And this is often what happens in bubbles. Now, I'm not bearish on any of this particularly. Do I think it needs probably a pullback? Yes, but I think you'll see that's why. And we also just like, you know, these kind of conditions, even outside of semiconductor world, if you go into midterm years, they are often volatile. They're often stuck in a range, but highly volatile. You include Trump in that, you increase volatility. You include the Iran situation, you increase volatility. How do I get my bookmap to remain on the screen? If you right click on bookmap and you go to recenter settings, all right, and then you just put recenter last price. We came right up to that made up virgin level. Here's a real picture of that person from chat today. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's not real. It doesn't exist. Why did we just respect it? Oh my God. Oh my God. Get out of here, Virgin. You're making up terms. The only real terms are fair value gaps and Reaper. Oh, yes, Reaper. I love me a Reaper play. Get the fuck out. These clowns out here, man. It's mad. Absolutely bonkers. Look at that. This made up level that it's respecting. Jeez. How do you get rid of fake orders in Bookmap? There's no such thing as a fake order. What do you mean by a fake order? You can't fake an order. IB to VWAP. I mean, maybe, but you're not seeing. We haven't filled the liquidity yet. There is some light buying stuck at the highs, but you know, I don't think this is necessarily done yet. It's possible. VWAP might be asking a lot. IB to VPOC maybe. IB to 365 to 350 maybe. I mean, look, it's there. It's a viable setup if you want to trade it. You're betting against what the market's been telling you it wants to do, but we have tagged this, but I'm not convinced there's much excess up there right now. I'd like to see more excess left there, but we'll see. If we start to leave 403s, we can think about it, which we're starting to do now. We're starting to vacate the 403. So if we think about this shelf here, I wouldn't be surprised if they just do this. I don't think the excess here is great, but if they do this, that becomes viable. VWAP might be asking a lot. So I'd lower your thought process of where we're going to go to. I'm not going to take it because I don't think there's enough excess up there right now. There is a buyer at 32s, but the fact that these 300-400 lots are up there waiting to get filled doesn't make me filled with confidence that it's done. But it's a viable trade for you IB traders. I just watch this. That's your over under right now, okay? And they can keep bidding down here. So if you've taken that short, you want to be covering. I would just honestly in this market, I'd take some money straight away. I'd take some money at 65. If you got your VWAP, you're laughing. It's a huge move. I'd be very careful if the bid is held at 260 on semiconductors here. Very, very, very careful. All right, there is some buyer exhaustion starting to show up here. So if you are short in this, do not let it reclaim 403s, or certainly your stop has to be at least at like 417, 420s. Right? If you're short here, you've got to risk this high. Like, I'm not going to take it. I'm not convinced, but I'm going to use the bathroom and I'm going to be right back. Yeah, that's not moved yet. So if you are short, it's still protecting the top of that node, but and I just think they're going to keep going higher at the moment. I don't like that we haven't left excess at that high. It's the one thing that would really scare me if you're short right now. I don't think they've left excess up here. I think once they leave excess, it's more feasible. You guys manage your own risk right now. That's gross that they just wigged that out. All right, so if you are in this, you've got to be moving your stop down now, and you've got to be covering some. Respect these nodes down here, folks. There are imbalances down to 58s right now. And SOXL's coming into 260, so it's important whether they're going to hold the bid at 260 or not. If they lose the bid at 260, we did hit supply on semis. If they lose the bid at 260, there's an argument for this thing to come down pretty aggressively. Mad, that made up level, isn't it? Why would someone make something up? This is bonkers. Why would I do that to you lot? All right, big buyer at 65, so they're trying to protect him for now. There was a big seller caught above him at 69s. Seeing a little bit of absorption here on the tape around 80s at the moment. It's a bit of a battle here. I'm surprised they haven't come a bit lower to test that buyer yet. Right, 260 test here on semis like I talked about. Under 260 now on semis. Little imbalance here from the sell. They're trying to find absorption here. Like I said, I'd be very careful. I think this can move lower at the moment, but they are trying to absorb the tape here at 70s. There's bids all the way down to 30s, though, which I think they're going to try and swipe. Now, I'm going to wait to see if they swipe and trap sellers. What region am I interested in bidding? Let's just narrow this down a bit, Alex. And let's not make it red because it's a little confusing. Let's make it like orange or something so we know it's the edge of value. I'm going to have to change this so it's the same. Three, 4, 6, 3, 2, 5. There's a bid they're trying to come in on. All right, a few sellers got caught there at 70s. I need this to revisit down there or towards there and show me that it can hold if I'm adamant on bidding this. 260's got bid on semiconductors. See if this can come back towards sort of 90 to 80 and if they want to hold a bid here for me to get long. You tricky, 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 tricky buggers. There they go. They're trying to send it. If you're wondering, like, why are you long bias? We're inside of IB. It's more because the main trend, it's because semis are holding 260s, and it's because I don't think the high of day's in. Right? I don't think that move at high of day. There is delta divergence up there, but I'm not convinced the high of day's in. So I'm not just going to willingly bid out of nowhere, but if we can hold a move towards 90s now, it will perk my interest. If not, then I think we flush down to here and I can relook at it there. Your low-hanging fruit has gone for the longs. It's just that I think we can leave a bit more excess than that, but we'll see. We'll see. We will see. Back to 260 again. Semiconductors. Very volatile market. Still not ready to bid on this. If it can't hold this level, then I'm going to expect new lows in this swing right here, down towards 80s. So if they can't hold this, then I expect us to transfer down to 350s at that point. Here come the sellers flying in. So you should break down towards 350s now. And then that's going to be really important what they do down there, because this is where all the really big bids came in this morning. So here's the 350. So I'd be covering some if you were short down here. Semi's under 260 now. Now this gets important. This is a big level for you guys. If you see follow through here, I'm not going to rule out 220s being traded. All right. I'm not going to rule that out for you lot, but this is, I would be covering a big chunk of your change into VPOC here. This is, for me, this is VPOC down here, 350. So I'd be covering most of your money here. And if you find follow through underneath 320s, then all the buyers will be caught. And I think you get a 220 rotation. But I'd be making sure you're paying yourself here into 350, please. Semi's continued weakness under 260s. ES looks better. That's pretty weak. And put wall has been reclaimed by the VIX. All right, put wall reclaimed by the VIX. That's your first reaction off 350 now. Like I said, I'll be paying yourself here because they can bid up after this. Here comes the bid. If they do a micro pullback and hold, I will try and get long. And 60, they're going to hold 60. They're trying to absorb 60. There comes the bid. Can you pull back in and show me? All right, small piece long here. I'm not convinced yet, but they're trying to hold 60s. Semis trying to reclaim. Good at here at 60s. Feel comfortable here at 60s. Just risking 10 points, small size. Here we go. Nice. All right, we've got to get going now to the upside. Let's go. Sellers at 85s. Stop moving up there. Just risking 62. It's about taking them out. Outbreak even. Give it a go in case it was ready. Just wait a bit longer. ES looks really weak coming down into its VWAP up. I just don't know if you'll get that move on NQ. All depends on this 260 kind of region on semiconductors. VIX has reclaimed 17s though. That was the important level. Like I said, I think VIX will come down towards 1680 and find a bid. It hit 1692s. It's reclaimed 17 put wall. It can go back up to 1740s now if it wants. I'm not going to force myself long into this. If it doesn't want to let me get a play and I've missed the whole day, so be it. That's also okay with me. Huge sell order at 325. I don't see that, mate. Huge buy order. It was a massive buy order at 325, or there was a 173 lot buyer down there for sure. Market buyer, but not a big sell order. We're getting whippy around here. They're trying to bid these 50s down to 25s at the moment. ES coming back down towards VWAP. Semi's trying to reclaim the 60s at the moment by the looks of it. And then trying again. Can we come a bit lower here? ES coming back down to New York VWAP by the looks of it. I think a bid will probably come in soon-ish. It just depends if they're going to hold this or they want to do a full dunk down for you guys. I'm more interested in being a buyer back up. Why? Because H1 shifted into potentially moving higher. Here we go. Same level as before. All right, I'll watch this. If we hold and I can bid this now. Same exact thing as before. Here we go. All right, I want to see pullbacks hold 65s and I'll bid it. That's in front of 65. Can we hold 65? You're in front. Don't not film me. Okay, in here again, micro, small size. It's going to do me out straight away. Holding 50s still looks okay. They might need more excess here. I might have jumped the gun here. That to 65s. If we reject 65s, I'm out. All right, nice, good. All right, let's see if we can get going now. Nice. All right, come on. Where's semis? Semis back over 260s. We look good here if we can just get a bit of follow through. If ES can stop being weak. Any follow through to be had today? All right, I'm moving my stop up, risking that wick low again, 52s. Don't care if it takes me out, it's fine. Tiny size. Yeah, Skid's getting stuck at that 530s at the moment. It's going to make this hard. Semi's whipping around that 260 level. We might need to build up more liquidity. I'm not giving this room because I know if it lets go, it can be really nasty. That's why I'm being very tight with my stops at the moment. About to knock me out. It's kept me in by a tick. Out. Oof. All right, patience, Alex. Lacking patience here. Lacking patience here. Here come the sellers. Here come the sellers. This is why we stop. All right, 25s is where they're going to try and sell down to at the moment. Let me check this hourly level. Where can we go down to 220s? 226 to 220s is possible if you get follow through. All right, so this would be a full rotation of that made up thing called value. All right, that would be a full rotation of value. This would be the H1 RBS zone. So maybe you IB players, maybe I'd be paying myself a chunk in here. Maybe you get lucky and get that. You're going to need semis to let go. And they won't let go at the moment. It's a really, really big battle here at the 260 zone. You see this? This is your battle zone. All right, if they let go and you get this, you'll get your move. If they reclaim and need to come up higher, then you're going to get caught. All right, so I'm saying like lock in profits today. That would be your final target. 228, I think. Software is down 0.19. It doesn't look too bad though, but it is back under its close, and it can come and revisit previous day low. But it's inside internal range for the day. Where's Mags? We've gone red as well. Interesting. So Semi's the only ones holding up now. You might get your IB to VWAP up. My God, that Tyson trade coming. I didn't think you'd get it. I didn't think they'd do it. I thought they'd hold up. Fair play. Fair play. All right, ES just tagged its VWAP. So naked POC being protected. Value also now potentially being protected. This is all about this H1 now. How far do they pull this? How far are they willing to rebalance it? That's what I'd be thinking about now. How far? Right, we hit that naked POC. This is value. This is your RBS zone. This is now the battleground in here. I wouldn't be surprised if you revisit 350 to come and check it. Maybe you come lower first and then they make their mind up. Semis look like they're weak under 260 at the moment. They might need to recheck it, which they look like they're about to try and do. And I think you're going to recheck 350 here. Here you go. Here's a 350 check. You have an unfinished auction at 46 and a halves. So they probably take that, recheck 350, and then make their mind up. Here you go. Here comes the unfinished auction. If they can take 46 and a halves, they repair it. There's 46 and a halves. They haven't repaired it yet. They got to go through it, and they didn't. I don't think it's done. Will I pick the winners for X and YouTube? Yes, I will today. We'll be doing the big giveaways today. It's back to 300. They didn't repair that auction. They came up towards 350, rejected it, POC. VWAP here. I wouldn't say it was a rejection necessarily on semis yet, but they did come up to that 260 and come back under it, but you're still hovering around there. I still think there's a big buyer just stepped on the tape here at 22's market side. I'm not sure here. This is a massive battle. I'm still not convinced high of day is necessarily in, but it's how deep they want to pull it first. You have an imbalance back down to that opening range and maybe value area low. Big battle here. Software getting weaker here, back down towards previous day low on software. Now, where did those sellers get stuck this morning? They got stuck at 197s. So 197s to 181s. Now you get under that, sellers are comfortable, and all buyers for the day are stuck. I'm not convinced you're going to come under that, but we'll see. So you should have locked in. How many of you took the Tyson trade, IB to VWAP? I didn't think you'd get it today, but it's come in for you. Now your next target's down here. So 250 to 225 is your next target. How many of you got the Tyson trade? Nice. Oh, congrats, people that got that. Amazing. I genuinely didn't think you'd get it today. I'll be honest with you. I didn't think they'd give it to you. But the weakness starting to rotate into software is notable. Mag is trying to find a bid. It's basically flat right now. ES is getting absolutely hammered at the moment. And that's healthcare. It's all healthcare. Look at this sector. All right, healthcare getting hammered today. Eli and Lilly, J&J, all of these getting hammered. All right, which this side's pretty green. So we've got relative strength in the Qs. Why? Well, tech looks good. Semis look good. Computers look good. Electronics look good. Software looks okay. Right, weakness is over this side, isn't it? Finances doesn't look too great. But here's the weakness. All right, strength in Qs, weakness in ES. I still think you want to revisit 250s here. 350s, sorry. Buyers are just casually hanging out all the way down to 250s at the moment, not walking price up. So that would be a full rotation of value for the day. Do I know insider information about July discounts on Lucid? No. Sorry, mate. I wish I had information like that for you guys. I don't. I got nothing. I'm sure they'll announce it when they're ready if they're going to do something. Why are other people talking about it? I don't know anything about it. I'm so out of touch with that stuff. I should do better. I'm sorry. Right, there is still an unfinished auction here at 46s. All right, there's still an unfinished auction up at 46s here. Semi's still failing in front of 260s right now. Here come the buyers. They're trying to finish that auction at 46s that I keep talking about. It's actually 46 and 3 ticks. They're trying to repair that, which is basically a VPOC for the day as well. Here they come. They're going to try and repair it now. This is a second attempt to repair it. They probably swipe it. There you go. Repaired. Finally repaired. Now, I'd say if they hold the bid over that now, over 50s, they've got the chance to move back to higher day. So there's your VWAP. This is a pretty big node. This needed repairing. They needed to repair it from here. They didn't. They finally repaired it. Now, if this holds, they're going to try and do this move back here. Do I expect more expansion to the upside? It's not necessarily that I'm expecting like a bigger move up. It's that I don't like this. This doesn't look that good to me. When we think about the high, there was some delta divergence up here, but there's just, I mean, there's a little bit of excess, but it doesn't look fantastic to me. I'd like a nice big wick with blow off volume and huge excess at the high if I was convinced that we're not moving higher, and I'm not at the moment convinced of that. And they're starting to hold this print that I just talked about here. Come on, Bookmap. I'll think about bidding this at the moment if they can pull back and hold a little bit. I'm a bit late currently. Really want to bid POC, but if we can trap, here comes the sellers. If we absorb this, I'm long. All right, small size here. I'd much rather be bidding down towards 25s. I want to see if we can get going back towards higher day here. I'll be see money, take money in towards 80s and then hold runners. Here we go, he's in towards 80s. Now we've got to hold all pullbacks now. And come and swipe these stops at 80s. And then we can go higher day. Here goes ES. Buy starting to walk up into 40 and 35s now. We look good. As long as all pullbacks hold. This guy going to step in here? You going to step in, mate? 35, you're going to move up? Are you going to move up? Bid at 35. Here he comes. Good. All right, let's see if we can pop these stops at 80s. God, it's gone really slow. This guy at 35s like moves and then goes back down and moves up and goes back down. He doesn't know what to do. Do you want to lift it or not, mate? It's very simple. Are we going to run 80s or do you not have the bullishness to do it? I don't mind each way. Can you just make it clear on the tape for me? Thanks very much. They're trying. He's still at 35s. He's actually moved down to 30s now, which is not what you want to see for upside action. Trying to give this a chance. I'm not putting any more size on. I'm small size. Good. All right. Can we now accelerate through 80s, please? Through 80s, then our target IB high. Come on. Fucking hell, you lot of fannies. Go. Yeah, I'm trying to be patient. I'm trying, mate. I'm trying. They're testing me today. They're testing me all day. Come on. Pop the stop. There's like so much to fill on like a swipe up here. Go. Fuck me. We're way through. We're like, SOXL looks strong. Everything looks good. What's dragging me down? What's stopping me moving here? Red to green on equal weighted. Everything looks good as long as they hold the bid here. Everything looks good for upside pressure. Just want to get a partial off at 80 if they can just fill me. Here we go. 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 Come on, bid at 35. Stop hanging out down there. There we go. Thank goodness for that. Okay, let's see if we can keep going now, because we've done some damage here. Let's see how high up they're willing to take this now. Now, they might need to pull back again to 42s at some point, but hopefully we just get a bit more of a squeeze out here into this low volume node, which they're protecting. So I took some off into this, and they might need to come down here and trap again before they move higher. Hopefully they don't, but it's possible because they're struggling. They're struggling to get that big acceleration, so they might need to dunk it, soak, and go again. No, Nvidia isn't holding it back, mate. Sorry, it's not. It's not. Come on, 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 come on. Let's lift. Come on. You're almost there. Swipe these mother cluckers. I wouldn't be surprised if we need to retest 26 to trap, just so that you know, so that you're adjusting your size accordingly. That is not a good look on ES. I tell you, if ES can't get through 530, that's going to concern me. Semis look great. Semiconductors look great. Getting very tight here. For a market. Sorry, what have we done this morning? What are we falling around over? For a 400-point move, they're taking their time here. Come on, here we go. All right, and if we reclaim this, we're up and away. All right, so lock some in here in this low volume node. I'm going to try and see if we can get new highs here, because I don't think there is enough excess up there now. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we need to revisit 326 before we do it, but hopefully we just keep squeezing. ES into IB, that's much better now. It's looking a little bit better here on ES. I was a bit worried about this head and shoulders playing out on an M5. But we're through that 530, so that's good. Here they go, starting to see a bit more here. 400's the next target psychologically. Holding the bid over 80s now, which is good. Let's get a lemon squeezer. Here we go. ES can't get through its IB yet. Just be aware of that, folks. ES at IB. There's, like I said, there's an unfinished auction at 359. They might come and swipe that, come down to 325s before they do the next move up. I'm very, very aware of that. So they might need to... I'm wondering if they need to do this. Just wondering, do they need to come under this first? Because this is very, like, if I show you Bookmap, it's very slow right now. If we think about this, all dips are being absorbed since we turned around. And let's look at the lows. What did Alex say? We're going to need some form of bear trap for Alex to get long. Okay, what do we see down here? I had a couple attempts at it. What's in there? It's aggressive selling, right? We turn around, we break out. Now, every dip now, do we have a pointing tool here? I don't know what we have. All right, all these dips are being absorbed, aren't they? Right, all these dips. Now, I'm wondering if this market needs to come here, encourage more sellers to come in. Oh, well, that's not the right tool. Before going upside again, I'm just wondering, do we need to do that into this sort of pocket down here? we might do now. Possible we get it now. Possible they do that move now. All right, so they need to repair 58s. And if they trap under that, I'm going to be interested in rebidding it. Profit taking for bulls now. Like I said, over 80, I'd lock some in. You got the move over 80. All right, so I'm going to look to see if they swipe this and do this. If they swipe and stay heavy, I'm not going to bid it. All right, but I'm expecting 58 to be repaired here. 58.75 I'm expecting to be repaired here. And then I want to see if we can trap more bears down in here, because then we've had this, and this would be the pullback. And if they can trap bears in here and then reclaim, I'll relong it out. All right, so we had the squeeze move. I'm waiting to see if they trap. Still haven't repaired 58.75s yet. It's coming. Down here, this needs to be, they need to dunk through this and then recatch it, and then I'm going to be interested if they recatch it. If there's no recatch, I want to be very careful, because the ES is rejecting initial balance high right now. Semis look great, so I'm going to wait for a swipe and to see if they soak. You piece of shit. You're not going to come and get me, are you? Going to be patient, yeah. I've got tiny piece on, but I don't think you're going to get me now. Oh, God. Well, we're only going to get small size for this move by the looks of it. Here they come. Well, tiny size. So this is your next TP, and through grey box, we're going to make new highs on the day. So if we get through grey box, new highs on the day. Here we go. You can see why I was bullish bias now. Shame we didn't repair 58s. And I would imagine new high of day is not that far away. Okay, software bidding back up. Software coming back up to PDC. Big level here. So software held PDL. It's coming up to PDC. It needs to get through PDC, and then we go back in alignment of mag, software, and semis all bid. At the moment, software's the weaker one. It's not the worst news. If mag and semis are bid, it's better than the other way around. Now, they can still repair 58.75s. Just be aware of that. They've still not done it. But at the moment, we're in squeeze territory. It's the first revisit of this grey box since we left it. This is where, at the moment, there is a buyer caught up at 432s. I feel like I've got a bit of cold or allergies coming here. Here we go. We're in balance here. They're trying to force this higher at the moment. Can't put size on up here. They're going to keep going, I think. I need a pullback, man. Need a pullback, man. Man. Semi's pulling back that high of day here for a little shuffle. They're going to build out a right shoulder before they go, maybe. VIX back under pit wall, coming down to that 1680s. Be very careful. It's a demand zone for VIX. ES back above IB. So if pullback holds IB on VIX, it's a good sign. Still got no more size on here. Still worried about that 58 not being repaired. us back under or doing the dance at the IB. Again, I'm still worried about 58.50s not being repaired or whatever it is. 58.50s. Still think there's a chance. That's in trouble. Are you going to set the bear trap down there for me or not? That's all I care about right now. I'm not bidding if you're not going to do it. Nice rejection of grey box, but I don't think it's going to last too long. I need a bear trap so I can bid. Market, you're not going to give it to me, are you? You're just going to keep grinding higher. You're not going to let me bid this anywhere. Yes, I'm speaking of NQ. Stocks all getting smacked. No, it's not. It's just in a 5-minute pullback. That's not a smack, mate. It's certainly not a smack. It came to high of day. It's pulling back, right? If Soxal holds a bid at sort of 62s down to sort of 61s, it would build out a right shoulder inverse to move higher, right? Getting smacked, doing a pullback in a bullish move is not getting smacked, right? It really isn't. Don't convince yourself getting smacked. Tell you what getting smacked is. You start seeing a print below 57.50s, that's getting smacked. That says night, we're going back to 250s, but this ain't getting smacked, mate. All right, I need you to understand. That ain't getting smacked, right? That's not getting smacked. All the time it's holding this, it's bullish, right? For this move. We come under this, okay? That's getting smacked under that. This, bullish hold to move higher. It's nothing else right now. Don't convince yourself of, like, that's not, I'm not trying to be an arsehole. I'm just saying, like, don't convince yourself of weakness because it's on a 1 minute or a 5-minute pullback. That don't mean shit in the semiconductor land. It's not failing though, is it? Right? Hit twice and failing. It's not failing, right? If it's holding up. Right? If we see weakness under here where the stops are, we can say it's failing. But I would say we can still hold this pivot here and move up. The fails are quite clearly under here, right? So yes, we're pulling back off this zone, but I wouldn't be convinced of a big sell coming in this market unless that happens there, right? This is clear liquidity build out and 50% of that range. It's not anything else. We come under here, I'm going to agree with you that, okay, stop run here, rejection, that move comes in. This is weakness in the market. This isn't. This is a range build out. Yeah, the range build out. Bit like what we're doing, right? Very similar, isn't it? Come up, pull back off this, can still hold this. I still think we need to repair 58s. I'll be looking for this move here. If we stay heavy under here, I won't be looking for that move at all. It's the same. It's like the same. I'm not trying to be an arsehole. I'm trying to make you just not convince yourself of something which isn't there. It's really easy to do in these markets is to get zoomed in and convince yourself. Yeah, feels heavy is a good way to say it. If it feels heavy, yes, okay, it's feeling heavier here, or you know, there's we're unable to get through this level. But if you start telling your brain, "Oh, we're failing," you're creating biased narrative in your head of something which isn't there yet. I do it all the time. That's why I'm telling you. I do it all the time. I'm failing here. Well, not really. Just pulling back. Head and shoulders on the 5, yeah. Inverted head and shoulders, yeah. We're trying to go higher, like, but we've left poor auctions here, both sides of the trade. They made it very tricky. ES looks very, very good. Like, my bias is long. It's as simple as that. I would like to see a bear trap laid under 58, but my bias is long. I'm long. I'm small size, and we'll see. I'm peeing like a racehorse today. That coffee's gone straight through me. The unicorn's having a turtle. Turtle soup is about the only valid terminology that they use. And they probably don't understand why it's even called turtle soup. It's because they're trading against the turtle traders. Turtle traders historically are just breakout traders. All right, so a failed breakout that comes inside was what anyone normal would call it, but ICT degenerates call it turtle soup. Right, so it's because they're trading turtle's pain. A lot of people don't really understand that. We've gone to sleep, haven't we? Market. We've gone to sleep. Can we swipe a level? They're going to come up and swipe now. 409s. Can't get any size on. High of days probably coming. Software back through PDC. ES approaching high of day. Semiconductors looking like they're going to do that 5-minute inversion. Head and shoulders for the breakout to the upside possible here. Right, so we go back to semiconductors. What did I say? If they hold a midpoint in that range, there's no fails. It's just a pullback. All right, if they hold this point of this range, it's just a pullback. All right, if they fail under here, it's weak. All right, they're trying to do this, I think, at the moment. All right, I'll have to check how much excess is up there. It doesn't look great. Can we even get it on this? Can we get it? Can we get it? Can we get it? Will they let me have it? Oh, we can. Do I have a template? No, I thought I did. How are we looking? Buy side excess. How about here? It's not bad. It's not the worst auction up there. Definitely some buyers caught up there. All right, here go the Qs. So still stuck at that grey box. Still long from down here. Still small size. Still no ads for me. Yes, approaching high of day. Software through its PDC. So it looks like they're rotating a little bit out of semis and back into software. So we might get internal rotation, which is going to make, if they start doing that for the rest of the day, it's going to make it very hard to trade, right? So if they start buying software, selling semis, buying semis, selling mag, buying software, and doing this numerous times a day, this will start becoming a very choppy, leave alone kind of session. Semis back to that 260. So I'd say if they lose 260, right, then the move to 257.50s happens. And if we lose that, we really see weakness come back into the market. All right. Otherwise, we're just developing a range. My bias remains upside. Only to repair this, to do a better move up there, leave better excess up there. So getting stuck at this grey box again for now. Another shitty auction. Market's been pretty inefficient today. Fixed new lower day here. I'm losing patience with the trade, trying to let it work. All right, can we just go up there now, please? You've fannied around so much. It's 2 poor auctions in the last 2 minutes as well. Crazy. Come the buyers, they're trying to force this squeeze and fill all these sellers at 450 to 460. That's what I'm targeting. I'm just targeting to repair that high. 450 to 460. You can see it on a book. All right, we're trying to fill these players up here. All right, which we didn't do the best auction up here. There's not a lot of excess up here. This isn't too bad, actually, 221, but I'd like to see a cleaner swipe through, fill all these guys, and then be done for the day. That's what I'm looking for. We did have delta divergence up there at 1036. Yeah, 1036 this morning. Node building, yeah. This grey box is the node. I mean, we can thin it out a bit. I guess technically we could say it's to here now. We're long down here. Small size. We haven't repaired. Like, I would only size up. We're long down here. We took some profits here. I was looking for this move here and here to get sized. Right. I'm not going to add positions here. This is a poor ad. Right, but if we come down here and swipe them and recover, it would be a good ad. We're not doing that at the moment, so can't get any more size on it. It just is what it is. Yes, almost a new high of day. Semis don't look particularly brilliant here. They're just flat at 260. They just can't get under it, can't get over it. They tap it, they bounce. They tap it, they bounce. I'd say you want to watch 5744s or 5740s on semiconductors. You can set a price alert there. Right, they lose that, they stay heavy. NQ probably sees weakness. They come under that, they rebid inside, and NQ probably sees strength. They hold 260 for high of day push, they see strength. So I'm not going to think about weakness in the market until I see semiconductors move under 5740s, really. They're holding 260s again. Okay, here we go. So they're trying to fill these players above. You can see the bid starting to come in here and protect 95s and 400s. Again, another very, very poor auction down at 91s here. Now, this is the level we're at now is where buyers start to get exhausted. Now, I would expect that they'll just want to clean this auction out and repair to the upside, and then we might be done for the day, folks. How much time have we got left? We've got half an hour left, so hopefully we can get done for the day in this drive. Software getting going. That bid on software is notable, all right? And I want to think about that with some of the names we wanted to pick up in Discord, all right? Software side. So let's have a chat about that later, team, in Discord. That's a notable bid today. Big seller coming in here. Don't think he's going to get his way particularly. He's a 112 lot seller here at 407s. They still need to repair 91s and they still need to repair 58s. That's a big boy seller just jumped on the tape. They're bidding 80s and they're bidding 95s at the moment. That seller's now out of position. Now we should come and use his pain because he's 114 lot. We should come and use his pain to push higher. We're retesting him now. He's at 407s. That's where the seller came in there, market side. The 100 lot just jumped on the tape here at 415, sell side as well. So let's see. Are they going to repair 90s and turn it or not? Semi's caught a bid at 260s again. We should move higher here. They should complete this auction. They've just had enough selling here, I would say. If they pop through 115s, they should go 120, 135, 150, 160 and be done. Refresh seller here at 15s, 100 lot. 104 lot at 15s. Once they clear him, we should go bang, 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 and then be done. That's what I'm hoping for. Here we go. 15s, tapping on 15s, in front of 15s. Can we just clear this 100 lot? He's moved down to 10s now. So he's legit. He's trying to walk down to 10s. He's now... Did he get filled there? He did. He did. He got filled there at 10s. So big market buyer here to fill him. Don't like that we haven't accelerated away. Got to do it now and quick, because that's a big order to fill. Go now and go quick, please. There we go. Good. All right, we need to fill this 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and be done with it. That's the plan here. Not going to sit in this too long because there's clearly starting to get a little bit stuck up here at the top of this node. I want to just see us accelerate out and I want to be done with it. And that would be me done for the day. I want to see this accelerate out and be done for the day. Here we go, folks. Come on. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Alex done. Lunchtime. Eat some food. Here we go. Here's 20s. Accelerate, 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 accelerate. Let's fucking go, baby. Get me paid now. Yeah. Let's do it now. Yeah. If I rap to it, will it go? Come on, come on, come on. Here. Hibbity-ho. Hibbity here. Give me paid motherfucker now. All right, SOXL looks good. Bidding off that midpoint. All right, so we held that range. So it's a pullback that held. Boom, boom, boom. There's the breakout. Right, we need this to get going. We need to get through here. 62s, acceptance through 62s. We go. And then NQ goes for us. Come on, semiconductors. We might start calling them chubbies instead of semis. Alex just being vulgar right now. Come on! Can we just fucking complete the auction today, please? I tell you what, I don't want this underneath 07s. All right, in fact, I'm just going to protect my profit there, because if they lose 07s, they're going to go 98s and then they'll go 91s and then they've got a chance to dunk it. So I'm going to be a tight bastard and protect 07s. Okay, that's where my stop's going. It's well in the money. Really? You're going to come and take me out and be a bastard, aren't you? Unfinished auction at the high. Come on, go. Finish it. Go. Go. Take that auction at high. Rip it. Rip it. Rip it. Up to 60. I want to be done with this. I want ES to do the same. ES is at higher day. Semis look good, but they've got to get through the 62s. That's what's causing a bit of sluggish movement here. Here we go. New auction here. Good, 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 good. Here come the 30s. Remember, we're just looking 40s, 50s, 60s, and we're done. Now, if you want to hold runners and you're going to look to go upside, you want to be looking for 82s. I'm not looking for this, guys. I'm just looking to repair this up here. So all I'm looking for is some new excess. The excess might well be all the way up to this. You might well get this, but I'm just trying to get a swipe and be done with it for the day. That's what I'm looking for in this trade. Finish him. Sub-zero. Here we go. 30s. God, they are taking their time. They are really taking their time here. Por favor. 50, 60. Yes, new high date. Semi's looking good-ish. Kind of, maybe not so good. We need to get back through the 62. Software looking fantastic. Mag looking good. Mag now 0.5% up again. So out of semis into mag. We're just seeing this churn and churn and churn and churn. Don't come and take my stop before you do the move, you bugger. Please. Might be done here. It might take me out here, which is fine. Oh my God, you're right next to me. I'm just leaning on this trap seller. If they let him out, I'm out. There we go. I tried to lean on that trap seller. Right, the danger now is there's an unfinished auction, 99s, 90s, and 58s, which is why I moved my stop up. All right, I'm going to use the bathroom again. This coffee's gone straight through me, and I'm going to get a refill. And please, can you get us up to 1,200 likes? We will do a giveaway when I'm back. Oh my God, they're taking forever with this trade for you lot, aren't they? All right, how are we doing on the likes? Tape's gone slow. Yeah, it's really slowed down, man. I mean, it's because this target was hit, right? But this doesn't look too good to me, which is why I was thinking we'd see some form of bear trap underneath a swing low, be absorbed, and then look for that play up, which is what we did. It's unfortunate it's unfortunate it hasn't done something like this and gone again. And if anyone has missed it, right, if any buyers like me couldn't get that move back up quick enough, they're probably waiting for this. Now, it's very possible now, if they fail to auction higher, right, and repair that, and even if they do auction higher and repair it, it's very possible that we live in this for a bit now. Right, and I'm not just saying that because of the lower time frame and because of the profile. I'm also saying that if we move this to an hourly, we really should be pushing out here and just completing the auction. If we move this to an hourly, if I just bring you up on this, right, it's very, very possible here that we ping, that value gets moved up maybe to here, all right? And even if it doesn't, that this becomes the battleground for the next few days, all right? If we can't find acceptance inside a value and above point of control, right, then we come back down to value area high for the current week, and this becomes sort of the ping pong. I would like to see just H1 put a new high in here and be done. That's what I was looking for, but I'm done with it already. It's washed me out, and the next zone would be up here. You can see where we got thick up here, right? So if for some reason you do find a bid over POC today, that would be your final target. I wouldn't be expecting this market to do anything else other than that, unless we get some huge positive data come out. like if we just zoom out of this from an H1, why was I bullish today? Well, been bearish all the time. These guys were stuck. Let's just think about structure. Chop, 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 chop. Failed breakdown, recover, held, kept them stuck, right? Failed breakdown, recovery, yesterday recover, back to top side, held. Where are we going to go? Test these players again. All right, main job's done. Now, if these players are let out, all right, then I would say we probably have trap sellers down here. And what we've done is protect these lows. We've put in a higher low down here if we think about this whole rotation. Okay, so this is all about this battle here now, right? Can we find acceptance for that drive up of that made up thing called value? Can we find acceptance through this made up thing called value and drive up? If we can't, all right, then we're going to do a traditional auction and search for fair value. Oh my God, a real auction takes place. No way. All right, so this is an important level, not just for today, but for the remainder of the week. Now, I would imagine a new high is coming. It's what I tried to play here. They've done the typical thing they do. They do the Alex trade. They knock Alex out, and then they go without him. One day he'll learn, but until that day, he's going to keep having to eat stops. The bound of the top red box is from 2 weeks ago. Hang on, mate. Let me just see what you're talking about. Oh, this, yes, 2 weeks ago. All this action 2 weeks ago and 4 weeks ago. All right, so this is value area high from 2 weeks ago. Value area low from 2 weeks ago. Naked POC, which we tapped today, from 2 weeks ago. All right, current week, week before, 2 weeks ago. All right, we also have buyers trapped from 4 weeks ago. Remember, this was on the old contract, I think. All right, so there is genuine supply up here. Right? Anyone who's a buyer here is stuck. Anyone who's a buyer here is stuck. Anyone who's a buyer here is stuck. Anyone who's a buyer here has been let out today. Anyone who's a seller here is stuck. They were let out here, break even. If they added in for more shorts, they're stuck again. So sellers are stuck here. Buyers are stuck here. These guys have been let out. So the extremes now get bigger, don't they? If we think about how supply and demand works, it's really about trap participants. These guys, I would argue, are the only guys left buy side who are stuck. And I'd say these guys here, maybe we can argue here. All right. And these guys sell side are stuck. All right. And if they want to be a highly volatile market, which doesn't go anywhere, like in 2025, we can do that for the week. If we're going to get back bullish, all right, we're going to have to do this. And then we're exploring new prices. Now, if we explore new prices, great. I somewhat doubt we're going to do that this week. The reason I doubt we're going to do that is very simple. The Bollinger Band for me is not telling me we're going to be able to do that. All right, this is curling down. All right, and I think we're going to get a contracting market. Just think about this. I think we're going to get a contracting market. That's just what I think. I'll play whatever I see, but I think we're going to get a contracting market, and I think it might look something like this. Think about this. Here's 2025. This was Alex's nemesis. He did not enjoy trading this market. All right. Eventually we broke out to the downside. We don't have to trade this out to the downside. We might, maybe earnings are good end of summer and we rip. Maybe they're bad. We come back to here. I'd prefer this, right? Because then my swings can get long, right? That'd be really nice. And we've already completed 100% move, as I went over in that video. 100%. We've completed that move. I don't know, folks. Can only trade what's in front of me. Hopefully you're learning a bit as we go. Oh God, here it goes. A fucking Alex trade. Where's the grenade? Did I have an issue with some funded accounts? Yes, I lost my TPT and my funded next accounts other than one of them. Because they were linked to Funded Next was my leader, and unfortunately they accidentally turned off trading a day early. They set their holiday day to the wrong day. I didn't know. I had all these orders not going through, which I knew. but it left them as hanging orders, and then they obviously put it on overnight and then cancelled it the next day, and it filled all those orders and blew a fucking ton of my accounts up. What are you going to do? It's okay. I've got them all back. I'm backloaded. My funded next due a payout today. I'm at $60,000 on it. I can show you. I'm due a payout today on this one. See, funded next, funded account. That would be my name. That's how much I made. That was overnight. That's how much I'm up. So I'll take a payout again today on it. Probably get moved to live on that soon, I would imagine. And I'm trying to recover on some others. I got 10 Apex accounts back now as well. And my take profit accounts are fine. And yeah, it happens, guys. Sometimes it's fucking shit. Pardon my French. It's shit when they have stuff like that happening. It happens. Okay, they're still trying to fill these guys above you. They're still trying to fill the guys above you. No, I don't think you've got anywhere near enough trapped. I think you need to put in excess, guys. Like I said, I think you're going to get a ripperoo candle, which is what I was looking for. A big wick up here, all right? And that was going to be my exit. Now, if you look at Bookmap, where do I think we're trying to fill? They're making it pretty obvious where they want to get filled, these buyers, aren't they? They're just sat there all day. It's not like they've just come on. If we zoom out, right, they've been here since the open. All right, they've been here since the open, trying to get filled all the way up to 470 if they can. And that was my thesis, wasn't it? To try and get up. Not because they're there, because we lack excess up there. So I think we're trying to fill these players, and then my idea was to fill them and be done. Get the excess, which ES has done it. Hilariously, ES has done that move. It's actually semiconductors which are slowing this move down now. So have we just seen a rotation back into healthcare? Let me just refresh this. Nope. Healthcare's still weak. Utilities weak. Finance weak. No, semi's still looking good. It's these buggers, QCOM and MU, are holding this down a little bit. I'm out of it anyway, so missed my opportunity. How do I copy trade on Apex? I use affordable indicators for my trade copier. You can use code FCT over there. Slowed right down, haven't we? 10 minutes left. How are we doing on the likes? Are we going to be able to do giveaways today? Right, you're 300 likes short, folks. 1,200 likes, as always, for giveaways. Do I trade micros on my fundeds lately? Yes. Was there a big seller just caught? I don't... I mean... At 31s, you mean? I mean, it's not enough. There's 130 lot at 420s, but like, I just think this has just got to finish upside. I wouldn't be bidding on this. Like, my bet is that this goes upside, but we've lost positioning. But remember, we bid down here. We bid down here, right? We don't want to bid here now, even though we can give some targets if we are going to extend this range. I'd be taking profits on the swipe of the new high. If you got lucky, if you got very, very lucky today, you'll get 500 and 600, or you get 550 and 600. But I would be locking in, if I was still long, almost all my money in this area. Any swipe into this, I'd be locking in all my money, bar a tiny piece. Have I thought about mechanical trading? What do you mean by mechanical trading? I feel like I'm pretty mechanical on how. There you go. There's the swipe. So the guys left to fill here are 55, 60, and 70. When I scale micros, how do I do it? Well, I use a starter position, and as it starts to prove to me that I'm right, I'll be adding in on either pullbacks, or if it's a breakout of a range, I can add into a breakout if I feel like we have a good upside target. For example, we were long here, right? If we were long here and I was looking for that swipe down here in a recovery, I'd be adding in here then for that move. And if I felt really confident and we held this, maybe I'd add a tiny piece here if I felt like my core average was in a good position that I could do so. And I'd be, like I said, you want to pay yourself anywhere in here. Been the target all day. Naked POC. That's a little better excess wise. How much did we put in there? 169, 300. That's a little better excess wise. I don't think they've finished. I think there's still more in this. I really do. But now you can see why I was biased, what my thought and plan was, and it's done it. It has done it. And semi's now starting to get going. All right, so they held the midpoint in the range. They did a dance. They made it very, very difficult, but the 60s was key. Okay, so they did the same thing. So breakout, held. There's the bear trap under the swing. There's the recovery, and this should now go higher, all right, because they would have just trapped bears in there. And this should go higher, and we've got a double top here for them to come and rip to pieces, which will push NQ much, much higher. This here gives me confidence that we should move higher now. Someone asked about the bear trap earlier. That's how it looks. Said under swings and a recovery. That's prime example, right? Here's another example. Under swings with a recovery, all right? Is Bookmap my real edge with market auction theory? I don't know what, like, it's a really good question. What's my edge? I think my edge is just years in the game. Honestly, I think that's my edge. Understanding what the market wants to do and what my ability to trade that might be. All right. Am I the best trader out there? No, don't claim to be. Definitely not. People out there make a lot more money than me, size much more aggressively than me, might even have better strategies than me. But do I understand the market and what it's trying to do? I'd say most of the time I do. As everyone, I will make mistakes. I'm human, but I think my edge comes from years in the game of understanding what the market's trying to do. And yeah, I would agree, like reading order flow and seeing where we look, where are we trying to go? What are we trying to do? Put in excess above this high because we didn't do it. What was the thought process for me today? I'm going to leave the IB trade alone and I'm going to look for a bear trap to come back and excess in between here and here. Now, if you get very lucky, you're going to get up here. But I would be locking in up to here. Now, why am I saying that? Because I understand on the H1 now, we are thin until we get up to 550s. Right, so this node, this grey box is the thick node. This is why I use what I call God mode, which is the H1. I'm so focused on the H1 when I'm trading. It means everything. We now have a breakout on the H1. So we did a pullback. Think about this. This is just a flag, basically. Big shove, a pullback. We're breaking out. We look left. Where are we coming? There's your naked level. We're through naked. Now, if we get above this zone, where's the next zone? It's here. So I would expect bears to be sat in here. And if they're not sat in there, you fill this next move into here, if you get very lucky. And if we get through that, maybe you get 660, maybe you get 700. But I wouldn't bank on it. I wouldn't bank on it. I'd be banking on locking in money along the way. What age did I start trading? About 22. But then I had a long time off and then came back to it. Rough plans for this afternoon. I don't know if you're gonna, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know that you'll have that many more trades this afternoon, because I would be hesitant to be looking for a bearish rotation back inside right now, given that the mag's up 0.62%, the Soxal's up I mean, 11%. So what are we looking at? 3, 6, 9, 4, 8, 12, like 3.8% or something. The semis are up. IGV's flat. So if you're looking for, you don't want to be a buyer anymore up here, right? You've lost prime position, right? Where did we want to be buyers today? If we left the grey box, okay. If we held the RBS, okay. If we held this RBS on the H1, okay. If we had a bear trap, okay. These were all buying opportunities. 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4. All right. We don't want to keep buying and buying and buying and buying, right? This was main target. Maybe they get lucky and come all the way up here. The temptation is to try and short it. All right. That's the temptation. I would be very cautious doing that now, given the hourly chart. Why is this? The fuck is going on? What is this? Get out of it. Can I just have a normal? Oh my God, TradingView's gone absolutely mental. How do I get rid of this stupid crosshair? Let me just save and refresh this. Oh, I can't even refresh. Can't right click it. Can't click on anything. Okay, TradingView's fucked. Sorry, guys. If you're watching this, whoever codes TradingView, please sort your life out. This thing's getting worse and worse and worse to use. It's getting so bad. I wish NinjaTrader was better to chart on, because I would just use that. The temptation is to try and sell it back down, right? Because you're seeing this big extension out. The problem is, like we talked about, is sellers are most certainly stuck under here and even intraday here, and buyers are stuck here. And you're leaving yourself a very hard trade to take. You don't want to fight this move. So what I would say is you're either in position, and it might be a leave alone and let it build out liquidity. All right, unless you're looking for a scalp and there's some clear failed follow through. I don't think there's much more of a trade left in this at the moment. I think this is just going to be a slow grind up until they're done with it. Look, we just come to the top of the grey box. Right, I'd be done with this now. Like, if you get lucky, you get up here. But this was my ambition, was to get to the top of the grey box. What does he know? We need to be trading unicorns and golems and precious. We trade the precious setup. I don't know. I'd be done with it now. I think you've made your easy money for the day. I will have to. What's a better way of me saying that? I would have to reassess this afternoon. It really depends what they want to do with it. But at the moment, we are in a bid up market. Let's just think about what we've talked about pre-market show. Right, VIX. Right, getting clobbered. All right, it's back down into a demand level. What did I say? 1680. All right, we're back down into this demand level. Now, if it keeps letting go, 1650. Well, that's bullish for the market. It's under its put level. It's very bullish for the market. Dixie. Trying to find a bid. That's not so bullish for the market, but higher time frame, I assume we're just trying to hold up. Yes, into this zone here. IGV. All right, just going nowhere right now at PDC, but definitely not weak. Maybe not super bullish, but definitely not weak. Semis, right? Bullish, right? Bullish trying to break out, all right? Strong for the market. MAG. Bullish, all right, in breakout zone, strong for the market. So we don't want to fight it, right? If we're in alignment of moving higher, we don't want to fight it. So I'd almost say, like, if you're adamant on that short, you're probably better off waiting for tomorrow. Oh my God, TradingView's absolutely fucked here, guys. I'm a bit worried. I can't move charts. I can't do anything. And I'm going to lose all my drawings, that means. Is there a way of saving it on here? Reset. No. Oh my God. Who coded it? Who coded it? Fire them now. You're fired. Control S, will that work? No, doesn't want to do it. It's just garbage. Absolute garbage. Can't even move back to NQU now. Wonder. No, the whole thing's gone, folks. The whole thing's gone. I have to do a reset, and I'm going to lose all my drawings. No, it's still trying to save it. Is their server down? Is anyone else having issues? No, Command R won't work either. Houston, we have a problem. We do indeed. Like, I can't even get you on the right market now. I'm sorry, folks. I might as well leave for the day, eh? We're done. How are we doing on the likes? Still not 1,200 likes. It's so disappointing. Someone asked, will I be trading on Friday? I won't be trading on Friday. I will probably be traveling to Mexico. I'm going to go and watch the England game, assuming we win tomorrow. With my boys. I don't think this is finished. I think this is going to push for 500 at the moment. There's your new high. They're adding liquidity higher. They want to come and test 500. So if you've got any size left, just move your stop up. Protect value area high for the session, I'd say. Try and protect 464s. I can't draw it on here for you, unfortunately. See if you can get 500. 500 is the start of supply. All right, so 500 up to, what do we say, 528. They're trying to just shove this up for you. I'm sorry, guys. Let me see. See if we can get it up again. It did not like that one bit. Yeah, I've lost all my levels. Fuck's sake. He's lost all the levels. Right, let's just get these done, and then I'll give you some ideas of what we can do tomorrow. I have to draw everything out again now. Sorry, Tim, give me a minute. Do I have a previous day point of control? I can't even see it. Nope. Almost there. I'm going to have to redo everything after this. And these. God. Sorry, team. This has now found acceptance. Back inside this. So I make this blue. And we're taking this out to here, and we remove you, and you can move up for low volume node. Thicker you up a bit. All right, you're coming for 500 here. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to sort this out for you so that we could got it good for tomorrow as well. All right, there we go. That should be it. Do you know what? Let's. Oh, I lost all my left screen as well. It's going to take me hours to do now. All right, so for this afternoon, what would I be looking at? For this afternoon, I would not be fighting this market. I really wouldn't be fighting this market. H1, we're trying to get back. Well, we are now officially finding acceptance into the range of Monday the 15th. All right, we're through the POC. So if they are willing to hold and bid this, they're going to keep looking for upside targets. And the final target is here. All right, so I'll just put this up higher, a little bit higher. That is your final target. All right, if they really, really, really are willing to rotate the whole of an old week's range, doesn't have to happen today. Now, if they lose POC, pull this up again. If they lose previous week point of control, we need to put volume on here as well, Alex, please. You can see what's gone on today. There we go. If they lose POC, you can see this is the edge. They need to hold this higher time frame for that move up to 700. If they lose this, you're in a rotational zone. How do we know that? It's what we did before. All right, so I'd be somewhat bullish on a hold of 420s and around there. All right, so anything other than that is counter trend. So I'd be bullish on a hold of 420s. I'm not going to buy it, but technically speaking, you're bullish on a hold of 420s. If you lose 420s, right, and fail to follow through and reclaim, the range comes back down to 300. That's the previous week's value area low down here. Buyers will want to absorb that level. Now, if you reject that, that's where it gets a little tricky. That's where you will then have all the buyers caught and potential downside, but lots of RBS zones to come into. And I'd specifically watch this here to see if they reclaim. If they fail to reclaim, that's where we see downside pressure. I would much prefer all of this to happen for tomorrow. For me today, if we can just do this or even do this, that sets up a much better Wednesday at this point. Much, much, much better Wednesday. I don't think there's much reason to do much more today. We've called it really well. It's unfortunate. Unfortunate I got knocked out here and it's gone 120 points higher or whatever, or knocked out here or another 100 points higher, but it is what it is. Really good session again today, folks. Please don't fight the market. Please, please, please don't be fighting that market, all right? You cannot be forcing your opinion on the market. Market doesn't care what you think, right? You have to follow the flow going on. If they lose 30,200-ish, I don't see dealers defend. They will start selling 30,200. That's a long way away, mate. All right? You're talking about a long way away. I've just talked about, I think they'll probably try and hold this and reclaim. But if they defend this, then this rotation can happen. Doesn't matter what you think. This is the area that they'll want to bid, right? But right now, we're nowhere near that, all right? They've got the ability to keep bidding this, right? They've done so much hard work today to get inside of 2 week ago value, to come and test point of control, to hold value, to get through point of control. They can now hold point of control, can't they? This is a weekly move. They've done a lot of hard work up there, all right? Don't worry about this down here. We're nowhere near it. We don't need to worry about that right now. We need to follow what's in front of us. This here, this rotation here, this bid and reclaim, or a failure. But I don't see us getting there anytime soon. No time soon. All right, team, I'll be back tomorrow morning. Shorter week this week, so only two more days. We'll see how we go. And I'm sure there's going to be more sales coming, but right now, you still have the same sales at the moment. Tradeify still has 35% on, I believe. Take Profit Trader still is 40% with no activation fee. I don't know if that will change tomorrow. I have no idea. They haven't told me anything, but at the moment, 40% no activation fee. Apex still 90% off. You can get your bundles of 5 there now as well. Funded Next still have a free upgrade to keep 90% of profits at the moment. All right, team. Unfortunately, we didn't get to the 1,200 likes, so we'll roll that over again for tomorrow. And yeah, trade safe the rest of the day. Use hard stops. Peace and love. Don't fight the market. All that usual stuff. It's only a job. I'll see you soon.